Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. As we'll see a squad from Conference USA, the New Mexico State Aggies. Alabama about to kick off to get things started. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Aggies offense will go to work first. We have got a tremendous matchup between these two running backs, both stars in their own right, and David, both ready to make a huge impact.
I mean, how fun is it to have two guys, one on each side, when they have the football, like they can go the distance. Just dynamic speed, great vision. These defenses are in trouble because these guys can touch it a bunch of different ways, and Palmer, they can hit home runs from anywhere on the field.
And I think what makes them really unique too, David, is that they're very versatile guys. Both guys can run between the tackle box, they can take it outside, they can both catch the football as well. So no doubt the game plan for both offenses is to feed the running back as many different ways as possible and just let him go to work.
Wants to throw. It's Pryor. They've got the screen set up. Fights off a defender. They'll keep this drive moving by picking up the first down. They have it at the 36. New Mexico State lines up quickly.
When offenses get first downs like this and they move the sticks and they get some momentum, look at what they do. They put their foot on the gas, run this no huddle, get to the line of scrimmage, and try to capitalize.
Sometimes it takes quarterbacks a few plays to really get into the rhythm of the game and not force things. I think the quarterback that time was really trying to force the ball to his wide receiver, but it gets...
Turning it on! Just gashing this defense, a big gainer to the 40-yard line. This New Mexico State offense is pushing all the right buttons. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. New Mexico State will be forced to punt. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. Not going to take a chance to grab that one as it bounces out of bounds. The Crimson Tide offense comes out, and now they'll go on the attack. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone, and you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinators coming into this football game.
Gashing the knee on the right. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. Ball that baby in and then stroll into the end zone for the score.
Man, tight ends do so much for your offense. They block like crazy. You pull them, you use them all over the place. And when you got a guy that can do this, it's just the cherry on top of the sundae, making big plays, going half the field plus to get the big touchdown.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The New Mexico State offense returns to the field. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. RPO complete to open the drive. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. Looking downfield, it's Pryor. Punts it out of the air. They'll spot the ball at the 34 as he goes out of bounds right there. To the ground to try to pick up the first. And he's going to go backwards, and they force a fourth down. What a play by this defensive front. State will be forced to punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. They'll get down and put a stop to this return. They'll mark it at the 32. Out comes the offense as they get set to take over. Give to the running back. Breaks into the open. And they don't drag him down until he gets all the way to the 46-yard line. The Crimson Tide rolling on the ground, tries to keep momentum going. Wants to throw on first down. Firing to the right, complete. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
Get the big-time receiver involved early in the game. That's a huge key for this offense, no matter who they're playing against. But you can see, with his size, with his ability after the catch, this guy is a weapon, and he's putting this defense on alert early.
You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play.
Man, these read options are so hard to diagnose, just like right there. He picks up a little chunk of yards, not a big chunk, but it's so easy when you run the read options.
Why is that? Why is it easy?
Because if you want to play fast to the football, well then fine, I'm going to pull the ball right now and to use your aggressiveness against you. But if you want to sit back, then fine, I'm going to give the ball right now and get a little chunk of yards.
Finds his big tight end. Touchdown time! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
This guy is officially a problem. His second receiving touchdown of the game. Nice job by the offense, dude. If I've got a matchup I like, continue to pick at it until they stop.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Aggies offense will have another go at it. They've gotten off to a sluggish start and need to put something together on this drive. Off-play action on first down. They're working that left side. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a first down.
I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them because they gave up the completion, they gave up a first down, and now here's the offense back up at the line of scrimmage again, going tempo.
Under heat, and he gets rid of it. That pressure got to him, and he just had to chuck it out of bounds. So now it's second and long. This one's complete. Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down.
And after that long completion for the first down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
Fires to the middle. Pulls it in. Not a big window, and that throw was money, and they've got it at the 30. To throw, it's Pryor. It's caught.
It's really nice when you're an offensive coach and you can basically attack the whole field. When you got an arm like this and you can just boom, put it on a line, it's really nice to have that.
Here's a quick throw out to the left. And this one will be stopped for no gain. New Mexico State lines up quickly. Off the bootleg, wants to throw it. On target. And the defense was right there to make the tackle, but not before they get it to the 12 and set up in the red zone. They just keep firing. He makes a grab. They will score. Touchdown, New Mexico State.
And this connection is on fire to start the season. Not one, not two, 3 games in a row he's got a receiving touchdown. They continue to find the playmaker, and I don't think it's going to end after game 3.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They'll get this drive going from the 17. Looking downfield on first down. Under fire. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. It's complete to the left. Oh, the sweet juke gets him free. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
And one of the things I love about this running back is his versatility. He's not just good running the football, but he can catch it as well, and he can make things happen with the ball in his hands. Nice job by the court.
Lots of room to run. He gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line. A terrific catch and run before he stopped.
Well, this offense has shown you it doesn't take a lot of time for them to generate explosive plays through the air. Big completion on the previous play. They take another shot and hit it, and they have completely...
Beck's going for the goal line. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Bama!
And this running back is so dangerous down close to the end zone. He's got wiggle, he's got great vision and burst, and he showed all of those attributes right there.
And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. We have the early makings of a quarterback duel, as these stats will show you. Kickoff unit all lined up, and we're ready to put toe to leather. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The New Mexico State offense returns to the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
And the Aggies are in the hurry-up.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark going to create a big play.
The Tide crowd rolling noise down on the Saban field on 3rd down. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. New Mexico State will be forced to punt. And the return man couldn't get to it to make the catch, and the ball will bounce out of bounds. Here comes that Alabama offense. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out everybody right now on the same page.
Gives them some room to operate as he rumbles ahead for 6 out to the 15-yard line.
And it's really nice, whether it's RPO or not, is having a defensive line that stones the offensive line, takes away the gaps. It doesn't matter what your read is if you're winning up front on that defensive line.
Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He wants to change this route. Wants to go up top on first down. Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing.
Yeah, this offense might want to think about moving the launch point for this QB because if you take hits like that from the pocket, it's really tough to complete passes.
They'll run play action. Fires to the right. He's got an open man. It's a seam wide open. Touchdown, Alabama! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead. And they knock through the extra point, and they're up 28-7.
one of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch. They've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Gives it on the option. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Looking to throw, it's Pryor. Using the quick game. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there. Still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. He'll throw on third down. Fires to the big fella. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down. New Mexico State lines up quickly.
And it's on third downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. From the gun, the running back has it. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle. They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long. Throws to the wideout. Wide open downfield. The Aggies look to keep this drive humming.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. And look at them. They're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
Out of the gun to give to the back. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up second and 4. And the Aggies with myriad options after that big pickup on first down.
And the offense has a little bit of success, and what do? They push that turbo button right back on the line, ready to run another play.
Makes the grab on the left. He stopped just short of the goal line at the 1. An explosive play has him set up. New Mexico State has it first and goal. On the ground. Touchdown, New Mexico State. Great job by the back on the option. Getting set for the point after. Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
On the move from inside his 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. From the gun, the give, looking for room. Picks up the first down. Out to the 36-yard line after gaining 10 on that one. They've got it at the 36. It's a first and 10. We're at the 2-minute timeout. They've built a big lead, and they'll try to pile on a little more before the break. First down, 10 yards to go. To the air on first down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Clinton. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line.
Well, this defense is being challenged, and the secondary in particular. And I know a DB made the tackle there, but we're only in the second quarter, and already this quarterback has over 200 yards passing.
Got his man quickly. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. The give on the inside. Looks as if the Crimson Tide will have the first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Looking to throw on first down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Looking to fire. Unloads to the wideout. He caught it. And he will score. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
Quarterback's ability to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. To the air, it's Pryor. Fires to the wideout. Got him downfield. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30. Looking to throw on first down. Finds the tight end. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. New Mexico State lines up quickly. Wants to fire on 2nd down. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Inside the 20, stopped at the 19 as they try to get a score on the board before the half. New Mexico State to the line after picking up the first down. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Got his man on the right. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain. The Aggies come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. Takes it from the gun on 3rd down. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies. Grabbed in the end zone to put 6 on the board.
We needed that. They needed to punch the ball in the end zone. They needed to cut this to a 2-score game, and they needed some positive momentum. Something going well, something to point to at half to say, guys, we got a chance. That drive, they put it together. Nice job by this offense.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Wants to throw on first down. Got the back over the middle.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, what else is new? A spirited environment there in Tuscaloosa.
New Mexico State will kick it away to open this 3rd quarter. On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. Looking downfield on first down. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. Find some fresh air. He'll be forced out of bounds at the 28-yard line as this offense tries to mount a drive. Alabama with a multitude of options on 2nd and short. Back to pass. Got the quick pass. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
I'll tell you, QBs and receivers, they practice these out routes all week long. And you've got to anticipate. You've got to be comfortable throwing it before he gets out of...
There he goes. Oh, he thought for sure he was going to be able to house that one, but a huge pickup all the way down to the 12. The entire complexion of this possession changed on that one play. Now they've got it 1st and 10 inside the 20. Makes the grab. He gets it in. Touchdown time. He has been surgical. Precision passes. Using the scalpel, the fine instrument, rather than the blunt one.
the defense has had absolutely no answer for it. Just he's been down their throats all game long, a step ahead, understanding what he's seeing, and just destroying this defense.
The Aggies offense will have another go at it. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to play his best football. He's going to have to be good really pre-snap, David, making sure they're in the right looks, and he's got to be really good with his decision-making.
He's got to be dialed in because defensively you're giving up points. So it's not like you have the luxury of your defense playing great. The offense is going to have to score and score pretty dang quickly.
Power football with the run. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Aggies line up, trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Finds a little space. Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35. Offense set on 1st down. Looking for a crease to the left. He's going to lose a yard on that one. New Mexico State lines up quickly.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball, especially against this defense, which has struggled so much this season, but just nothing doing. They have not been good enough in the trenches so far.
And this offense just has to find a way to convert this 3rd down, or else they are really in trouble. Scanning the field, it's Pryor. And the 3rd down pass is incomplete.
Oof, you got to be careful if you're the quarterback there. 3rd down, you see a lot of exotic coverages by the defense. That time they played zone, and he tried to force that football into a real tiny window. He's lucky that one wasn't picked off.
He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. There have been few obstacles for this offense as they are starting to pull away here in the 2nd half, Jesse.
And this has been a dream game for this play caller, too, right? It's like anything that he's calling is working flawlessly, Dave.
Yeah, it's fun to be the offensive coordinator, but not the...
And the defensive got him at the 27.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front 7 on defense, it's going to be tough.
A couple of guys there to get him on the ground. Alabama with a lot of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the right. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
It's so nice when you know it's 3rd and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
Punt is in the air. Going to make sure he doesn't get a return on this one as the punt bounces out of bounds. The New Mexico State offense returns to the field. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Stuffed on back-to-back plays. He got nothing, and now they're looking at 3rd and long. Looking to throw, it's Pryor. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Picked off inside the 20, and they snuff out the threat.
There were a lot of people really excited about what this guy could do. Some were saying he could be an All-American, and he's proving them right. That's already his 2nd interception early in this college football season. Offenses are going to figure it out. They're going to stop throwing this guy's way. You just get in trouble when you try.
Coming out, attacking from deep in their own end, and they're out at the 26 with a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. The run from the shotgun. Found that space and picked up 6 out to the 33.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical. They're trying to stay on the field.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. Rushes on him. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. Nifty little scamper on this one, enough for the first down, and he slides in safely.
You have got to have pass rushing lane integrity when you face this.
He wants to go deep. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Backed up now. Here's second and long. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Third and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, fourth down.
Throws to the wideout. Catches it past the sticks and still on his feet. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down. Just moments ago, Alabama was feeling the shadow of its own goalpost, and now the Tide generating momentum. They'll keep it on the ground for first and goal. And he gets it back to the 4-yard line. No farther than that, no gain on the play. Man, oh man, the ball carrier was just shut down.
And I tell you what, they need some push up front too, right? They got to move those defensive linemen out of the way, at least create a hole so your running back has a chance. Not there, he didn't have it.
On second and goal, he gets another chance. And he'll be stopped for no gain, still sitting at the 3-yard line. Alabama pushing the tempo. He's got the tight end. Touchdown, Bama! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big-bodied frames, threaten them to run the football and be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary, make that big play.
The Aggies offense will have another go at it. They'll put this one in play first snap of the drive from the 25. He'll do it himself. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up second and 9.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. Just got to make sure he's making the right decisions moving forward.
It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. Leaves it with the back. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And that seemed a little off from the start, didn't it?
That was a big-time play, and it was off from the start because of the play he made.
And I don't think it would have mattered who was playing running back. There was absolutely nowhere to go.
A strike downfield. Quick step and go. And he's brought down after a huge completion.
Well, I'll give this offense some credit because they've got a lot of fight. There is no quit in them, and they're obviously trailing by a big amount in this game. They haven't had a lot of success, but they're still taking shots, and their players are still out there competing.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Coming to the line of scrimmage at the 30. It would be a long field goal, but they'd love to pick up a few here on third and long. To the air, it's Rhodes. He finds a soft spot in the middle. That will be enough to move the chains and give them a first down in the red zone at the 14. This New Mexico State offense is pushing all the right buttons. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21. This drive was rolling, and then it got thrown into reverse. Here's a 2nd and 18. Wants to go up top. Throws toward the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies! Snagged in the end zone to give them 6.
Well, you got to love the attitude of this team. I know they're still down by a lot on the scoreboard, but really nice job by the quarterback. Accurate throw in that touchdown pass.
And the extra point was good. The deficit is huge. This one is all but over, but they'll keep trying and line up for the onside kick. Few anxious moments there, but the hands team true to its name as they make the grab and get the ball. Here comes that Alabama offense. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
Man, you put those slot receivers in there, and here's why you do it. You back them off the football a lot of times, but who's guarding them? A lot of times those are linebackers. Those are safeties. You get those good matchups where you can feature one of your speedsters, and a lot of times good things happen.
Well, they execute the end route. How about the arm strength by the QB? That was an absolute bullet on that completion.
Smart move to keep it on the ground.
And I know you can play these late-game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Quarterback on the keeper. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Alabama! They push the lead out here in the 4th quarter and close to getting back on track and going 2-1.
And you see the option being such a pain in the behind of the best programs in college football. When you got quarterbacks that have those multiple options, they're making you play very disciplined, and the QB takes it himself, gets in for the score.
Quarterback sneak, trying to get a push. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. And the D deny them on 2nd and goal. Give to the big fullback. Touchdown, Crimson Tide! And they take it in for 6 more points. That lead's a little more comfortable now as they close in on a victory here in week 3.
And you love giving it to the big boy right near the goal line, plowing ahead. You know he's going to put 2 hands on the football, lower his shoulder. 2nd and goal. You don't need 3rd and goal, thanks to the big fella.
The New Mexico State offense returns to the field. They'll move the wide receiver. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. Found a little bit of room there to get it up to the 30 before going out of bounds. Here comes the offense on 2nd down. Got it behind the line. It's Lewis. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Ball sitting right at the 30. It'll be 3rd and short. Dropping back, it's Rhodes. Under fire. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. He hurls one deep down the left side. Then down the sideline. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect 4th down call there. New Mexico State to the line after picking up the 1st down. Handoff to the lone back. Hard running there.
Well, the interesting thing about a run here trailing late is the defense isn't expecting it. That's the good news. Bad news, though, is you're still trailing. You need to score quickly, which... You need to be throwing the football right now.
the Aggies can really attack on this 2nd and short. Looking for a gap. It's Harris. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. Tight end now in motion. They go to the ground. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Here's the handoff. Fighting off the defender.
And if I'm the running back, I'm going to listen. Can you give me something? Can you give me some space to try to make somebody miss and not have another guy right next to me? I'm giving the offensive line an earful. I need some holes, need some space up front. They got to do a better job.
Didn't get nearly enough done on 3rd down. He's brought down at the 31-yard line. Fires one high and deep. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. This is what you're looking for when you have the better team. Go out and show it. Don't fool around with them. Go out and